Sunday Night Heat takes place live before the Breakdown pay-per-view in Hamilton, Ontario, and it would feature Hunter being taken out from behind with a steel pipe to write him out of the storylines. It would also feature Billy Gunn being put into a 2-on-1 handicap match for helping out Steve Austin on Raw.
Oh,
Of course, DOA get the win. Ron and Don Harris, Dog.
oh.
Give me a fun story
Wait, who
about.
did they? Oh, so they worked with Billy. Hey, fun story about those guys is that they're two of the toughest, meanest guys I've ever met in my life, and I'm terrified of them at the same time that I love them. But they also trained Billy, like with Billy, at the like coming up with. So it's perfect that those three got in there. I bet they beat the crap out of Billy. I'd like to watch that again. But furthermore, I bet Billy beat the crap out of them because that's just how he worked.
You and X-Pac come down for the save with Jarrett and Southern Justice.
Yeah.
Attack, and it's a 6-on-3 beatdown to set up the six-man tag later on that night at the pay-per-view. The match goes 11 minutes and 15 seconds, and the finish comes when Jarrett kills X-Pac with a guitar shot, and X-Pac sells it as if something got in his eye. Gunn would pin Knight after the rocker dropper. You guys didn't really get that high placement on pay-per-view often. Why do you think that was, Dog?
Because Meltzer hated us, and he's behind it all. No, I don't know. I mean, I always thought we did get used really well. You know what I mean? So anytime like I go back and we talk about this time, it's like, I don't know how anybody could not be satisfied and happy with the run they were getting, and I don't know. I loved wrestling, and they used me well, so I was in a positive spotlight on the biggest wrestling company in the world, arguably. So at this time, anyway.
Well, here's the deal. I was trying to pull up. So, Breakdown 98. Oh, see, we got
all. Was that all DX?
You guys were next. D-Generation X. You were next to last. The only match after you was Kane and Undertaker against Stone Cold, a triple threat in the match. So this was super high on the card for you guys.
Okay, I mean, yeah, but that's also, and look, this is a conversation that a lot of wrestling purists and I don't know what other words to historians or whatever, like a lot of people put a lot of a weight in that order of the card, but I mean I just
you never did.
Sure there's a main event. And maybe the title is it, but I remember a lot of me first in the WWF at the time learning about the industry. Undertaker v somebody for the title would go on like fifth on the live events, and he'd leave, and then me and Billy would be the last match of the night. But we knew we weren't the main event of the show. We knew if you bought a ticket, it was to see those dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we also knew that because he has it that way, he gets on early and can scoot, and we're gonna close her down. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I always had a different idea about who goes where on a card, and you know, it's I've seen them open pay-per-views with the title match. You know what I mean? The world title match, and so I'm not a. I've heard wrestlers say, "Well, my name's not up there, not last," and so I'm not. And I was just like, okay, you know, let me rock you to sleep.